Schrodinger's cat works for the 5th time.
Specifically Schrodinger's cat.
Yes. Schrodinger's cat, and maybe if they're good, they can have a Kurt Vonnegut if they want. But most of it's Schrodinger's cat. As a treat, you get to have, you know, Cat's Cradle Ice 9 shit, but no, Dio's alive.
Alright.
We left our room, headed left, and ended up here.
Truly unfortunate he's still here.
Sigma, let me see that
Also,
map we
who
found
gave
earlier.
Tenmyoji a bolo tie?
Right? Himself, clearly.
You are Japanese, my man. We are not in West Texas.
It's the reverse of Clay, who's apparently, like... Apparently... I didn't know about this, but apparently, like, Clay from Pokemon is Japanese, but, like, obsessed with Western culture, specifically cowboy culture.
That's funny. I still think that the best Japanese representation of America that I've ever seen was in a series called The Magical Shopping Arcade Abenobashi. Did you ever watch that?
No, what the fuck?
I think it was on Adult Swim, or at least like late block Toonami.
Come back here.
It's a good, it's a fun show, but it was my first exposure with anime doing like genre parody across multiple genres.
Oh, come here.
But anyway, they have a point where this guy is being American, so he's in a like rhinestone cowboy ass outfit, being like, "Hey, fucking cowboy, fucking cowboy, come have a fucking hot dog."
I hate that so much.
What the? No, this is
Come
just like
fucking
the other
ketchup,
fool.
fucking, and like every time he says "fuck," the animation like they go so hard on it. It's so funny.
Father, come here.
The one in the middle is blue. And the one on the right is red.
That show is where I learned what an Onmyoji was.
Doors? Look, there's a box here.
And about
I learned what an Onmyoji was from the game Onmyoji.
You know what? That sounds like a good place to do so. That sounds like an appropriate place.
In my defense, I started playing it because all the units are hot.
Fair.
Is something wrong, Alice? You've been staring at your bracelet.
Oh. No, I'm fine. But it looks like my guess was right. The numbers have changed.
My cat's acting cold, so I just put his jacket back on him, and he's so unhappy about it.
For fuck's sake. You telling me we're gonna have to just sit around here for another 2 hours?
Yeah, looks like we don't have a choice then. We gotta head back. Clover, how about you show him that note we found?
Oh, okay. Hold on.
A note?
Huh? Was it something about supplementary rules? Because we found a note just like that. It was in the infirmary.
Oh, can I skip this? Yes, okay. I don't care.
So, this is the crew quarters, huh?
Just as the note said. We had no trouble getting in here.
I love when they have the option to skip just the stuff that you've already seen, so you can just be like,
Lounge.
"Yay, we!"
Yeah, we can.
And
check
then
out
it
any-
abruptly stops you like 2 lines later.
Yeah, you get whiplash.
Hey, look, Grandpa! They got a poster of a lady in here! It looks like the ones you got back home!
This one's pretty hot. I think we're talking at least 14, maybe even 15 EU.
Agreed.
I sure would like to take it home with me.
Whoa!
Fortunately, I don't think this is really the time for that. Let's keep moving.
Also, that conversation was something.
Right?
You know, I do like assuming the 10 the OG does turn out to be Junpei. I always like when you have sequel games that establish that the main couple from the previous one is like there's problems there. Like Junpei, not a great partner actually.
Grandpa videos.
Oh, you mean the ones you keep in the locked cabinet?
I mean, okay, but like, yeah.
You're being too loud, Quark. You have
Sorry,
to say these things.
did he get like divorced and he just spends all of his time looking at porn now?
Maybe.
You okay, bud?
Physically, maybe. Emotionally, it's fucking Flappy Bird.
Oh, you're finally done? You were taking so long. I hopped off for a little nap.
Ah, for...
Honestly, I just didn't want to hear Dio talk.
Fair. Completely fair.
Oh boy.
Why are you asking me? Just hurry up and get in there.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Something wrong?
There's no one here!
Talking about? Of course there isn't anyone here.
The timelines are a little fucky.
Uh-oh.
That means one of these routes
This
is
looks
the
just like the
true
room we
route.
woke
I
up
just
in.
don't know which one.
Oh shit.
That screen.
Yeah, but in this one you get to romance Sakura, so that's pretty nice.
What?
Sorry, I just had to go back for the Fate Stay Night reference.
I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Because this is the third of the 3 major paths you could go down.
Shit!
So it's like Heaven's Feel.
Idiot.
I'm gonna be so real, I don't remember which one Sakura is.
Once you press that button, it locks
The
the door for
purple-haired
40
one
minutes.
with
Now, thanks to your stupid ass, we're stuck in here for almost
probably
an hour.
the most trauma out of
Yes,
any of the
really.
characters. She's the character you find out what's up with her, and you're like, oh no. And then they released the Fate Zero anime where they're like, you get to see Tiny Sakura before all that shit happened, and then you get to basically be along for the ride, and you're like, oh, no.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
I'd probably recognize the design, but the only ones the only ones I can remember, like,
You're obviously going to
name and design are, like, Ozzy, Gilgamesh,
It's
and
not like this is a battle royale where you just
Ryder, but specifically I think her actual name is... I think she's Medusa?
Yeah, that sounds right.
The purple-haired one? With the fucking leather mini dress? I don't remember her actual, like, her actual name.
Oh, it's Medusa.
Is it?
Yeah.
You'll be
Because the only thing I remembered was that, like, her noble phantasm is Bellerophon.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep, that's one
For
of them.
example,
Um,
Ziggy and Fido paired up
Wait,
with
what do you mean
Glass
one of them?
and went through the
They
sign
get
door.
multiple?
That means that
Well,
Ziggy and
sort of.
Fido will be playing against Alex.
kind of depends on definitions. You could say that her only one is
Alex's
the
opponent will be Ziggy
Leperon,
and
but
Fido. Obviously, that means
yeah,
Potassium and Plebo's
she has a
enemy
lot
will
in
be
common because
Haggai.
her master
And
is
the
Sakura, and
enemy will be
she has a lot in common with
Oh.
Sakura. A lot of very unpleasant
Oh,
things in
that
common with
one's Sakura.
I guess
Yeah.
enemy isn't
They
really
bond
the
over
word,
something
is it?
terrible.
After all, if you choose
I mean,
Yeah.
trauma bonding is a thing.
Yeah.
what? Don't get it? Well,
Don't get it.
Just listen while Zero the Third explains it all.
What is this
First, I
affectation?
want everybody to focus on the
I
screen
love
on
the
device
Zero.
at the back of the ground.
Everybody gives the same energy as every
You
pony.
should see A, ally,
I hate
and B,
that.
betray on it.
True.
You?
Gonna do an extensive mod to this game that just replaces Zero Junior with, I don't know.
Twilight
Any-
Sparkle.
Yeah, any one of them.
I think that about does it for the
No, I
basic
think it has to be
rules.
Pinkie Pie.
Mm.
There's
That's
a
one of
little
them,
bit
right?
more, But
Gonna be 100%. I have no intimate knowledge about My Little Pony. I was never, I never got into that.
okay.
I don't.
I
and I don't
really
mean that in a
like
judgy way. I'm just like,
the...
it missed me.
30 minutes remain.
Yeah, no,
until
I'm the same way with a lot of
game polling closes.
series, because I know, like, I was never, like, extensively in MLP, but
Don't do something harebrained and wait until the last minute.
I
You've
really
got
liked
plenty of
the,
time, so
I think they're
think it
G3,
out.
they were ponies
But
with
why now?
magnet hooves.
Have a nice trust.
And, like, I had 2 of them as a kid, but, like, you know, MLP toys are fucking expensive, so I only ever had
About
those
the
2.
AB game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
Trying to think of,
This
because
is really
my
kind of an
thing
interesting game.
as far as interesting toys
Seems
was
like
I
it's
was
based
into
on the
model
prisoner's
kits.
dilemma.
I was into Zoids.
You've never heard of it?
I fucking
It's a
love
thought experiment that
Zoids.
I love
uses game
Zoids.
theory to examine why people do or don't cooperate.
They're very silly.
Let's say
Although I
Apple
found out
and
some
Banana
lore
have
that in
committed a
retrospect
serious
made them
crime.
kind of horrifying.
Kind of?
I just gave them the first names I
Yeah,
thought of.
so like,
They don't mean anything. Anyway, Apple and Banana are
we
caught by the
explaining the-
police
the
and sent
prisoner's
off to
dilemma right
separate
now?
cells far away from one
Yeah.
another.
oh, okay,
In other
well,
words,
everyone
there's
knows
no
about
way
the
for them
prisoner's
to
dilemma.
contact each other. And they're not
but yeah,
like telepaths
so
or something. So
the,
that's the setup. You following me?
the thing with Zoids is, you're like, okay, so they're animal-shaped
So, a
robots
detective
with little
shows up.
cockpits so you can
He
pilot
visits
them, right?
each cell and tells them both exactly the same thing.
But they're
Goes
alive.
something like this.
They're sentient.
I was gonna say, weren't most,
We're gonna have to put you both.
aren't
Here's
most,
the
don't
thing.
most iterations of them have them basically be like
Tell me if
cybernetically modified
I can get your
animals?
sentence reduced to 1 year.
Well, not
means your body will
exactly.
serve
They are the
15 years.
natural
That ain't too
form
long.
of life on that planet.
He decides to spill
That
the
is to say that the planet just naturally developed
He gets
bio robot.
You get to spend 15 years.
The thing is, though, you might be like, well, why on earth would they have cockpits then? And the answer is that they
Well, I can
don't.
shave off a little time for
Natural
saving
wild
trouble,
Zoids
but
do
you'll
not
still
have
both do 10
cockpits or
years.
pilot controls.
So, Punk, what's it gonna
But
be?
conveniently,
Gonna
all
give
of
you
their
what I
like
want?
sentience
keep
and
that
spirit
crap
got
shut.
compressed into one organ called a
Same thing I
Zoid
just
core
told you.
that
I
people
wonder if
figured
you
out
trust
you could just
him.
make
Keep the
a mechanical copy of them with the cockpit, stuff the Zoid core in there,
Plenty of
and then
time
you can
to
pilot the Zoid. All of which, with the Zoid in question still
What
being
would you
like
do? Say you
extant,
were in
alive, and
Apple or
conscious,
Banana's
I guess.
shoes.
I
So
remember
it's-
part of that from one of them, but yeah.
So it's kind of like if instead of stuffing Pokemon into balls, you rip out their souls and stuff those souls into controllable, like it's
Machine
like if
shells.
yeah, it's like if all of your Pokemon in the Pokemon games were like, oh yeah, that's not just a sprite. We took an actual Pikachu soul for that. Stuffed it in there. It's real. And it loves you. Well, maybe. It's probably
Perhaps.
suffering.
Because I remember, I don't remember what they were called, but there was
Interesting.
one of the really
But
old,
you're forgetting something important. That
one of the-
Banana will be thinking the same thing.
well,
So
I
you'll
don't know
both
about really
progress,
old, but
and
like
you'll
one of
both
the
end up serving
early
10 years.
series had like
Do you
those
get it?
little robot dinosaurs
If
that
you
could
both
control the
trusted each
Zoid.
other, then neither of you
Oh,
would have served
yeah.
more than 2 years.
The fuse.
But because you both made the
fusers
decision
one
based on your own
thing?
self-interest,
I don't think it
you're
was
gonna spend 8 more years in prison.
fusers.
In other words, the logical decision leads not only to
let
a
me go
less
look it up.
desirable outcome on the group level, but also a pretty shitty situation on the personal level too. You see now?
Because fusers was the
The
ones where the
AB
Zoids could
game
actually like
is
combine,
the
right?
prisoner's dilemma.
Yeah, but I thought there was like little tiny little tiny ones that like slapped onto them.
Chaotic Century, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Ah.
Because like I distinctly remember Zeke, the MC's whatever the fuck it is.
Hmm.
See, the Zoid series I watched was
Yeah,
the New
but this is
Century
where it gets
Zero
interesting.
show with Bit
Let's
Cloud
say
and
for a moment all 9 of us are on one
Oh, I
team.
remember that one.
Who would we be playing
I liked it
against?
because I just liked the idea that you could wander around in a snail
Right.
base and
So
fight
we can assume
robots,
the
and
9
that
of
could
us
just
are
be your
fighting
whole
Zero
job.
in the AB game.
That sounded rad to me.
If you look at it that way.
Yeah, because
Now
I
knowing
know
about how Zoids work, it feels unethical, but you know,
Just look at the point totals.
what's ethical these days
Say we all
anyway?
picked ally. What would our total points
yeah,
be?
I think like because I don't think it was at the same time, but I watched
Okay.
Chaotic Century and
Now
New
let's
Century
say one
Zero
of the
like
pairs
very
chooses
closely
betray.
together.
Mhm.
So I just always thought they were like the Zoids themselves were just animals that humans decided to fucking surgically
Mhm.
armor up. Which arguably I don't know which one is worse in that case.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know which one would be worse in that case.
So, what does that tell you?
It's just like I don't know. I'm just thinking about like all of the different stupid things that you could do with
Exactly. In this
sentient
game,
giant
if each
robots
individual acts for the better
that are
of
just
the whole,
animals. But like
everyone benefits.
imagine that you
if everyone
know
starts looking out
for your
themselves,
career,
it'll
for your
impact the
life,
group negatively.
you're like, I got
And eventually, it'll
secondhand
impact
a
them
liger. I
negatively
got
too.
this giant
All of
lion
us choose betray,
robot.
Then the group
that's
gets
pretty
0
cool.
points. Ultimately,
And then like
nobody benefits.
the fucking
not
thing
even
is
the
just
individual.
feral and just
In
does
other
cat
words,
things.
selfish
Like it just
but
knocks
logical
shit over,
decisions hurt
but like on
everyone.
the scale of like
It
you
does
could break
cat
your
things,
house.
but it's like 6 stories tall.
Yeah, like
I would love that though. Literally just,
But-
well, not my problem.
that also means that for if your mech is like lizard based, it probably doesn't hold
No,
any meaningful
I mean
affection
the
for you.
opposite. If you're going to
Like,
make the most logical choice here,
Most
the only
reptiles
option is
don't
betray.
have. They just tolerate you as a safe person. That's about it. But that's not a factor when you're, you know, smaller by that much.
No, I didn't.
So it's just sort of
It's
like,
not the
okay,
prisoner's solution.
you're
It's the
here, I
prisoner's
guess.
Dilemma.
I would be
Even if there's an
terrified.
outcome where everybody's happy, the choice you'd have to make for that outcome isn't the rational
But
one.
like in the same vein,
You wanna
like
pick
if
it,
it's
but you can't.
if a lizard, like if a
dilemma.
reptile Zoid is used to you enough, that also just means
If
that
you
it
choose
deems you like
ally
a
and Alice
non-threat
does too, then
and
yes,
won't
it'll be
murder
great.
you.
All 3 of us will get 2
Probably.
points.
Probably.
That would be ideal, obviously.
It's a very
Okay.
strong
And it
probably.
would help everybody.
We know that there's Zoids for
But
like raptors and
what if Alice chooses
and
betray?
wolves and tigers and ligers and all this other stuff
Right.
and
And
like
if that happens,
gorillas.
we're
But like,
screwed. So,
my question is,
20
if there's
minutes
gorillas,
remain
is there
until
like
Amdex
Australopithecus?
game polling closes.
Is there like a Homo erectus?
Unless we can be
Is
certain
there,
that Alice will choose
like,
ally,
what?
we don't have a choice.
How far up does it go?
We have to
Is there
choose
eventually just a
betrayal.
Homo sapiens, but in
Unfortunately,
Zoid
we
form?
don't have any way to know that for
Well,
certain.
I think also aren't
That
the
means
only
we have to make the rational choice. It would be
haven't we
great to make
only
the
seen
right
Zoids of the
choice,
Great Apes?
but we can't.
I guess so. I don't think we've seen any like monkeys, but like,
Because I think isn't there also only like one, maybe two primate Zoids that are like specifically gorillas?
I think so. There's not that many, because it would raise questions, but like,
Lots of questions.
lots of questions. I don't know. I'm just also like, where's my 30 million sub-varieties of Dogzoid? Where's my Borzoi-zoid? Where's my
God.
awful howling Borzoid? Where's my Borzoid?
The real reason there's no Borzoi.
Like, imagine a Husky-zoid where, like, you know, you're having this strategic, stressful battle. You know, you're having a little tournament
It just
fight.
starts screaming.
and the enemy just goes... and you're like, oh no.
But also, like, Ari, a Husky Zoid or like a shadow fox that just starts screaming.
I did always like the sound
What
that the
about
shadow fox made. That.
Are you working with Zero?
But just imagine, like, you're fighting someone that's never encountered a fox Zoid before,
You're
and
too calm.
all you hear is open cons like,
Wake up trapped in some kind
"Are
of
you
twisted
okay?"
pattern that doesn't even faze you.
That or they make
Hardly
the like
seems
actual
normal.
sound that foxes make, that horrible like.
Yeah. Well,
Don't change the
okay,
subject.
hear me out.
That-
Hear me
We're
out.
talking about
A maned
you.
wolf Zoid.
Maybe you actually do know me.
Look at those. That turns into that's like a Metal Gear at that point. Look at those legs.
Right? I love maned wolves. They're so fucking stupid looking.
Yeah, they're so funny. Do you think do you think all of the Foxoids actually smell like they smell funny?
That would be really funny. That would be so funny.
Just like, hey, Brad, why does your Zoid smell so
Sigma,
bad?
Mind your business.
just let it go.
Also, imagine a fucking shadow fox
Our
winning
time's up.
a fight and like it just pisses on the other Zoid.
Before,
Oh, that just makes me
Well,
think of that
before it
scene
ends,
from the Michael Bay Transformers
tell you
where a
this.
Transformer pisses on a
I
guy.
know we're about to die, but
I think I
That's
remember
still stuck
that.
with me.
That's just, I think
So,
I think a giant
thank you,
robot
Sigma.
pisses on John Leguizamo. That's like a thing that happens.
Goodbye.
I just, why? But yeah, I don't know. I just think making the Zoids more feral would be very funny.
Well, hey, that's what role playing is for.
What's
True.
wrong? Saw what? Explosion?
Also, I made a mistake last night. And then I might start looking at scrap dolls to experiment with making custom dolls.
Ooh.
Because I thought it would be really fucking fun to just, like, make a custom doll of my model to just have hang out on my
Whoa,
PC
Sigma.
somewhere.
Calm down.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
And
You should
also
do
while
one of
I'm
those-
practicing that, I can
What is
also,
it
I
now?
can just,
It
make dolls
hurts.
of my OCs and shit.
You know, you said
Yeah.
it hurt when you first
You
woke
could
up
do
in
a
AB1
one of those little like stick and poke felt ones for your animal form.
Are you alright?
I was actually thinking about getting a,
Maybe you should rest a little.
articulated kit and making a posable art doll
Ooh.
for my fox form, because like I know how to do it in theory.
Of course.
You know what kind of doll
shouldn't
I want
worry.
of Ruki?
Oh no.
Do you ever see Thunderbolt Fantasy?
I know the dolls you're referring to. I haven't actually watched Thunderbolt Fantasy myself.
But you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I watched a couple episodes of that show. It's actually quite fun. It's gorier than you would expect.
Really?
Yeah.
That's actually really fucking funny knowing that they're dolls.
Yeah, no, like you don't expect it, and then suddenly it's like, wow, that's a lot of blood. Damn, all right. Honestly, it kind of rules.
But yeah, it's funny that you mentioned Thunderbolt Fantasy because like something I've been wanting for the longest fucking time is a BJD.
Ooh.
The problem is most of them are like the cheapest one for the size I want is a solid like $250 just for the body.
Mm-hmm.
And like those things are fucking expensive.
Makes sense.
And like on one hand they have been getting cheaper now that they're not only made out of, you know, cast porcelain anymore. Like people are starting to 3D print them and make them out of resin.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still really fucking expensive.
Also,
and that's part of why I started thinking about doing, trying my hand at customizing dolls.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Also, I was just gonna say, I was looking at images of the dolls from Thunderbolt Fantasy, and I had forgotten that they did a collaboration with Fate Grand Order, and there's a saber.
Did they?
Yes, there's a saber doll. They even
Oh my
animated
god.
it rules.
All players,
But,
please enter
Yeah,
your votes.
that's one of those things that like
If no vote is recorded before
I don't know.
the deadline
That kind of
has passed,
there's always that kind
any
of thing where you're like, this is a
non-voting
really cool
parties
niche hobby
will
thing, but
automatically
unfortunately
ally.
there's no entry level to it. It's just you're in it or you're not, you know?
What? Do you need
luckily
a translator?
because I was
If you
looking
don't
it
vote
up
fast enough, then it'll set your vote to ally.
last night,
Makes
but
sense?
as
Or
far
do I need
as
to use smaller
customizing
words?
dolls, there actually is a very easy entry level. The downside is like even at its basic, because generally to customize
We're already in here,
the
though. So we
faces and like
might as well figure out what we're
especially
gonna
the
do.
hair, which is, you know, obviously the big one,
What's it
and
gonna
the
be,
clothing.
Sigma? Ally?
The
Or
face needs
betray?
watercolor pencils, possibly pastels, like chalk pastels, and a matte spray,
Well, I didn't
which
say
depending
should.
on what
I
brand you
just said
get
we
is a
didn't really
solid
have a
like
choice.
60 or 60 70 bucks,
It's completely different.
which,
The
you know,
former is an act of
having to
opinion.
get the tools.
The latter is
Ari,
just
get out of
passive
my
information.
plants. Getting just like the base tools
Yeah.
is not bad because you will still be using them as you go. But my biggest problem is most of the dolls are fucking white.
That could be a problem.
Sage,
Well-
no. Also, why are you still awake? Go to bed.
Nothing that a little ink wash couldn't fix. Maybe.
We die.
I don't.
If our BP drops to 0, we
Well,
die.
that's the thing too.
Needles in
Like,
our
and that's part of why
bracelets activate.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
get trying to see if I can get any free lots or
know.
like incredibly cheap
I
ones to
swear, I
just like
don't. I just-
experiment with.
Mm.
Because
Somehow.
you know you can get
There's just
plenty
this
of
feeling I've got.
dolls
like,
en masse
That's what'll happen.
to practice with. The problem is they are all white, which ordinarily is, you know, whatever. They're either all white or like a relatively dark black skin tone.
Have you considered apprenticing yourself under a master doll maker such that you could always just have the skills to make the
What?
precise kind of doll that you want?
Right. I already have
such-
too many fucking hobbies.
What?
It sucks
What
that
the
there's
hell are
not
you
really that
talking about?
system anymore. Like
Sounds like a crazy
sometimes
person
I'm
the
like,
first time too.
you know, I know how to do computer programming, but I kind of wish I just apprenticed
Seriously,
myself
Sigma, are
under
you
some kind
okay?
of, you know,
There's
crafting
something
skill.
wrong with you.
But yeah, honestly, something I've always thought would be really interesting to do is learning how to make BJDs. Because I think they're really neat, and I really like ball jointed dolls. Like, I think I've only got like 1 or 2 quote-unquote doll characters. They're more high-tech golems than anything else, but I did used to have a doll maker who was just a doll himself.
Hey, it's almost time.
Like
What are you gonna
Rose
pick?
and Maiden style.
You aren't going to do it,
Nice,
then I...
nice. Oh, I haven't thought about Rose and Maiden in a fucking second.
Right?
Betray, right?
I sure
Also,
aren't.
there's
Alright.
a
Take it
little
away.
30 seconds remain.
there's a little sting in the background music that kind of sounded like the start to the Ultra Instinct theme, and it was very distracting. Because it almost sounded like that, but no, I appreciate dolls, but it's definitely the kind of thing where I'm one of those people that I appreciate them when they're at someone else's house. I appreciate them when they're not staying with me, you know?
Round 1
Like,
of the Ambidex game has
if there was one of those really high quality
Results will be displayed
BJDs
in the
in my
warehouse.
house when I was a little kid,
Thank
I would
you
absolutely
for your
lose it. I would be
participation.
unable to sleep. I'd be like, that thing needs to leave.
Now
Now, as an adult, I'm like, I live in my own house. I'm mature. I've grown up. I will simply not allow it to enter the house in the first place. Haha. Problem solved.
I really want like just one, like the super expensive fucking $600 dolls, but like,
What the hell were you thinking?
that's the price of a fucking tablet. Like, hello?
Yeah, I mean, look, I collect instruments, so
Then
600 sounds about right for that kind of thing.
I
It's not
have
really a rational
plans.
decision.
My most expensive one was only like $150.
I guess it's also a hobby that's too expensive. I want to get a hurdy-gurdy really bad.
A
I wanna
hurdy-gurdy?
Yeah.
Let
Are
me
you
look up
familiar?
what the fuck that is. No, I'm not at all.
Okay, so they're
Let's
really
go.
cool. So it's a hand-cranked
out if you made
instrument,
the
and
right
it's kind of
choice.
like if you tried to make a it's like violin bagpipes, in the sense that you turn the crank and it turns a wheel that it's all violin bow basically, and there's drone strings that it'll always be touching.
Oh, that's
there's a
what they're
keyboard.
called.
Yeah, and then there's a keyboard. There's like keys that you use to play the middle string. So like a bagpipe, there's
Yeah.
always drones and yeah. So
I've seen them. I never knew what they were called. But yeah, like I have plans. I'm starting to get back into making cosplays. I still fucking draw digitally. Like that's expensive shit that adds up. So I'm just like, as much as I want and still want a BJD, like the only way I'm going to get one of the like really high quality ones is if someone fucking gives me one. Which is fucking insane because I know people that have like fucking 20 or 30 of them, and it's like, did you like take out a house mortgage to afford those?
An idiot. I could ask you the same question. Why did you do something as stupid as choose ally?
damn. Alice, why do you gotta be so hot and so trying to kill us right now?
Oh, really? All of us, huh? Kay and Clover chose Betray too, you know. Yes. I know about the prisoner's dilemma. But everyone picking ally isn't a reasonable outcome. Just look at the results for this round. What do they tell you? You're a pretty tender-hearted guy to trust somebody you just met. Well, maybe tender-headed would be a little more appropriate in this case.
I still can't get over
Was that
whatever the
upsetting?
fuck she's wearing.
My apologies.
Her outfit is
I'm only trying
inspired for sure.
Alice is right. You made a stupid choice.
Is that the
Thanks to
word
you,
we're going
RBP
for it?
is down to 1.
It's the nicest thing I'll probably. Well,
Yeah?
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like. I like it at some level, but it doesn't feel like. Alice doesn't strike me as the type of person that would just be wearing that casually. I don't know. It's a lot. Like,
it's something.
it's definitely something where the designer's horniness overwhelmed the character, what seems reasonable for the character's own choices.
I'm so happy you
You
chose
know?
Ally.
Like, that's the kind of
Yeah.
outfit that demands
No
an
problem.
explanation.
Well, to tell you
Um,
the truth, Mr. Dio wanted to pick Betray.
What?
Hey,
Mr. Dio told me to pick Betray so that we could get 3 points. He said we could escape together. If we betrayed you, then we'd have 6 BP. And then, if we betrayed someone in the next round, we'd have 9.
Oh. Theo, is this true?
no, that's not what happened at all.
I lied. That was a joke. Mr. Dio would never do something like that.
It was a joke?
Yeah.
Kid, you need to work on your type
You really had
5.
me going there.
I
Or-
really surprised you, huh?
I feel like
So
has
you really were
incredibly
planning to choose
sociopathic
Ally all
tendencies,
along?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
which is
Don't worry about it.
really
We
fucking
only did what
concerning.
anybody else would
Yeah.
do.
Also, I want to
Mr.
comment
Dio?
on
Yeah.
Luna's necklace,
Exactly.
because that's a little on the nose, don't you think?
I understand.
I was not paying attention
Guess
to
I
what her
just haven't
necklace
had enough
is.
time to earn
Her
your
necklace
trust.
is literally a caged bird. It is a
Is
golden
it?
cage with a bird in
I
it.
just didn't really expect you to be so...
What
Oh, there's a
subtlety?
star. Right. I don't know, like, I think Luna's cute as a character, but I can't get over her design because her face feels a little too stretched out.
Uh-oh.
So I can't get over that.
Could you say that one more time? You cut out a little bit for me.
Oh, did I? I was saying that,
I
like,
think Luna,
Zero,
and
when does the
then
next round start?
oh,
What makes you
I was
think
saying,
we're
like,
having another
I think
round?
Luna's design is cute,
Well, you said
but
round 1.
I can't get over
If
the
there's a
fact that
round one,
her
then there's
face looks a
likely a
little
round
too
2.
stretched out.
Besides, didn't you say that
Like,
you
the
had
proportions
ABB
look
games
just a
and
little
ABB?
off. And I'm just like, I
That's
don't like
impossible
this.
without a second round.
Yeah, I guess you got a point. You're right. There will be a second round.
When?
I don't know.
Why not?
The voting happens when an AB gate opens.
I will say, though, I fucking hate Clover.
mm-hmm.
There already
Any
should be.
particular reason?
Right, you are.
Clover's my favorite character. How could you? I have Clover tattooed on my back. Covering.
Imagine if your back was straight up a mural to a fucking game character.
Round 2
And Clover, of all people.
will be
Right?
the
Don't get me
movie.
wrong, like, I've seen plenty of people with anime portraits.
Will be required.
But
Yeah, but,
Clover?
Like, it would be one thing if I had a fucking anime portrait of Nika Robin on my back. It would, but like, this isn't that. You know?
Yeah.
Yes, indeedy.
I don't know, like,
You'll have to whip the cards.
I don't like her character betrayal, and the fact that they always use the,
How many
fucking-
times did we play the AB game?
whenever she does do anything underhanded or like
It's anybody's guess.
skeevy, it's just, oh, Teehee feeling a little cute, might murder everyone.
Number 9 door.
And it's just like, I fucking hate
So
you.
it's over when
I
someone
don't know,
gets
that's kind of
9
based, isn't it?
BP.
No, as long as that person doesn't.
I think I
open the
just
number 9
can't
door,
get
IDK,
over
really
it
cute,
because
might
she's
kill a
only.
man.
Of course.
But it's like,
Got stuck.
I don't know, I don't think she's cute as a character or as a design.
That's fair.
Points.
And like the faces
If there's
that
nobody with
they
9
gave
BP,
her for those scenes, it's just like, why would you do that?
you'll just have to continue on to round 3, and round 4, and round 5, round 100, round 2000, You might even go all the way up to around 24,009,004,890.
Also, that got me thinking. I wonder if I can find any Zoids on Mercari.
I really hope it doesn't come to that.
Probably.
Do I need more things to like put on a shelf and display that I don't have room for? No, absolutely not. However,
do it anyway.
yeah.
Yeah? So? Nope. There aren't any rules about how many people can go through that door. It could be one person, or two people, or even all nine of you. There is one thing, Lucy. All that stuff about how you have to have 3 people to go through the secondary chromatic doors. Maybe it's not 100% true. Well, you can open the door with just 1 or 2 people if you want.
That's not what you told us.
Well, I didn't want to make things complicated.
Then explain it now.
Just use the bracelets.
What? How?
There's a sort of scanner between the 2 doors. It checks to see if the right people are
So I went to go look up.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's scanning.
The Landstag model.
So,
For
it's
Zoids.
scanning the bracelets then?
And
Ding ding! As long as the scanner sees
the
right
only one that's on
combination of
Amazon
bracelets,
is fucking $70.
Ugh.
And like, why is this so expensive? Like, I get Landstag's not popular at all,
No, yes.
but like, damn.
They do indeed.
I've noticed with model kits, it's always like a sweet spot of like,
Then how do I take it off?
it has to be popular
There's
enough
2 ways.
that
The
they
first
make
is to get
more,
through the number 9
but
doors.
not so popular that it's
That's
sold
right.
out
The bracelet unlocks
and scalped aggressively, you know what I mean?
by itself.
What?
What's the
I feel
second
like
way?
for Zoids, that's like specifically just the Liger models,
Hey, Zero,
True.
wake up, will ya? What's the
or
second
like
way?
maybe Command Wolf.
Mm.
I think you.
Because I feel like Command Wolf and Shadow Fox are also fairly popular.
What?
Yeah.
Do you
Also, I'm sorry, I think you
really
mean
wanna get
Command
rid
Wolf.
of that bracelet?
Of course I do.
No.
I think it's
well,
better if it's not
honestly,
Command Wolf, but Command Wolf.
It's easy.
That's all.
Nothing to it, really.
All I heard
You
was
Die.
it's not Command Wolf, it's Command Wolf.
WOOF instead of
Your heart
WOLF.
creates a bunch of faint
Oh,
electrical
yeah.
impulses.
I will
know
say, I
what an
feel like
electrocardiogram is, right?
I design-wise, I like the
Machine that
Koenig
grabs
Wolf
the
more.
electric current flowing across the myocardium, but you probably know it as the
I
thing
mean,
in
my
hospital
favorite
with the little light
Zoid
that goes beep,
is
beep,
the Gun
beep,
Sniper, but only specifically one version of the Gun Sniper, which is Lena Torres's Gun Sniper.
But someone dies on a TV show.
Okay, but for your consideration, get like
You can detect
a Gun
the
Sniper
electricity
model,
that your
but
heart
also
makes by
just
pumping
get a bunch of
blood.
spares
Your fancy
of
little
the Gun
bracelets.
Sniper's guns and just mount them.
I mean, you can get a model kit of Lena's in particular.
Oh, specifically
on
Lena.
the
Wait, that's
bracelet
really
releases,
funny.
Yeah, you can get a model of her over kitted,
So there you go.
way too
That's
much
so
Gun Sniper.
funny.
Your heart stops. Your bracelet comes off.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it does make me sad
Apart from
though.
that, there's no other way to
There's
get
no,
the
as far as
bracelets
I've researched, none of the
off. If you
Zoid model
try
kits are
something
quite as like
harebrained,
robust
joining
as
to break them
the
or something,
Gundam as
you'll be
Gunpla.
disobeying the rules.
Yeah, that
I
doesn't
hope
surprise
no
me.
one would remind
Like in
you what
terms of just
happens
like
when you do that.
complexity of build and having a fun time actually putting the thing
If you're
together
lucky,
and like
you might
high
get to see
level,
a few of them come off
like
during the next
I don't know, high
round.
quality of the kit. Gundam's just on top by a lot.
I guess it's not going to be very lucky
Yeah.
for some of you, huh?
Zero, you little shit.
I love
Rams.
Zero.
What do you mean?
It's such a
Might
little
explain
rat.
Everything.
I have to explain
die
everything.
during the next round of the
Somebody
AB
might
game.
die during the next round of the AB
That's pretty
game.
clear, right?
That's
If
pretty
I had to
clear, right?
guess, I'd say it's going
I
to be
think they
10
should just
million.
have
Or
for
Siggy.
Zero, they should just make it so it's like
Or maybe
Pop Team Epic, where every single conversation there's a new voice actor for Zero.
What?
Yes.
Just a completely different person. You're like, wait, what?
I guess I can tell you why. Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules. I'm pretty sure I already told you what the penalty is.
The needles. Also, I like that because the needles are tapered straight like that. They look more like thumbtacks. Like, where's the fluid come out?
Yeah. But also, like, imagine stuffing on a fucking thumbtack.
I see. Phi Sigma and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
Can I skip this part? I can. Goodbye.
Yay!
Never mind.
Well, not for very long.
Alright.
So am I.
It was glorious.
Me too. It looks like the color wasn't the only thing that changed.
What do you mean?
Well, it looks like our groups have changed too. I was a solo last round, but now it says pair.
Wait. Really? Mine still says solo.
It looks like Luna and I both changed.
I feel like
Although
the
I've gone from
writers,
solo to pair.
at some level, but also just
I'm the opposite.
the in-universe
Mine went
architect
from
of this game
pair
just
to
doesn't
solo.
like Alice very much.
No change here. Still a pair.
Maybe.
I guess this must be magenta. Are you two magenta too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Quark, Clover, and I are cyan.
I think Mr. K and I are pairs. And Miss Clover is a solo?
Looks like it.
When did they change?
Back when the AB gates closed.
It's so jarring now knowing that Kay has Sigma's face.
Automatically.
Yeah.
Aaron Solo was
The note.
Hey,
around a bit too.
are y'all clones? Are y'all like fucking test tube babies? Genetics experiments? There's definitely some eugenics going on.
Now, with all
I
of
was-
that explained, I must bid you.
I was. You know what? There was another recent discussion of
We never
clones
meet
and
again.
confusion over
What?
people having the same
Well,
face or
There's
name.
not really anything for
Because
me to
I'm
facilitate
showing my partner
anymore.
all of the Tenchi expanded universe stuff.
You guys are good from here.
No.
Right?
So
I
we have to pause every
never
once in a while so I can
See
explain
you guys.
the complicated nature of the family tree that doesn't get talked.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, so this guy is technically in the family tree because he's a clone of a guy that was originally the husband of this character, who's through enough, like, iteration, like, so this person was a descendant, and you're like, okay, because, like, I don't know, it all just comes out, like, it's one of those things where it's, like, all of the character discoveries in, like, the first season are just, like, pointless, because you're like, oh yeah, Tenchi found out that there's aliens and space, and he has this whole lineage or whatever. And then you find out that these aliens have been on Earth for like 100,000 years. Everyone in his family knows about it and has been keeping it from him. They're like in contact with the government and shit. When he and his friends accidentally took out a bridge, they had to talk to the prime minister on his behalf, and he didn't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's hundreds of years older than they're supposed to be. It really feels like a mean prank after a while.
Still funny though.
Still funny. My favorite thing is that his granddad after a point, it's just established that
Oh.
he does not need to
Hey,
look like an
Sigma.
old man. He just does.
Can
Also,
I
check
get
it
you a
out.
seat?
Look at Luna's necklace.
What do
Okay.
you want?
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Also, fuck off, Clover. I tried so hard to like her at the start, and then she did all of this shit, and I'm like, I don't fucking like you.
Yeah, no, check out.
Oh,
check
it
out
is a bird.
It's
That's
a
so
blue
funny.
bird in a fucking golden cage.
That's so specific too.
In case
Can I
you
get you a
didn't
drink?
get it,
I turned 21 just the other day.
that is. I thought Clover was younger than 21. Still weird.
I thought she was 19.
She just said she's 21. Maybe she's lying.
Why not?
If anything, I feel like she might be 20.
Really?
Because they mentioned the first
It seems
Nonary
like
Game
this
happened
sort of
2
thing is
years ago.
exactly what makes people want
Or
to
some
trade
shit
in
like
the
that.
first place.
And like, she mentioned she was 18 in that one, so.
Sigma,
Which I still don't believe, but. Hey, how you gonna fucking be 18 and dress like you're 14?
it hasn't gone away yet.
She does have a very like Disney Channel original energy
Yeah.
to her outfit, or like
Are you alright?
iCarly, like that Nickelodeon.
I think that's why I'm just like, I don't fucking know how old you are, but I need you to not be here.
Yeah. If she said anything flirty to me, I'd be like, all right, iCarly, calm down. Go to the corner.
Yeah.
Go to your room.
What?
And like,
Headaches.
her route split was literally like in
Now
the
that
AB
you
room. She's
mention
like,
it,
I'd do
yeah, I did get
anything
one
for
a
you.
bit ago.
I'm like, that's
I feel
disgusting.
fine now, though.
Also, like, not for nothing,
You know,
but Clover,
I think
get
I
some
did have a bit
standards.
of a headache earlier.
Have you seen how Sigma dresses himself?
Not me.
Right?
headaches here.
Also,
Wow.
have you seen how she dresses herself? I don't think she has standards.
That, you know, that's fair.
I just feel kind of
I think it's the
Your
animal
head
print
feels
Garu aesthetic combined
No.
with the drills that's
my
really
body feels weird.
killing me.
Like
Yeah.
my whole body.
I feel like if it was just a solid pink, it wouldn't bother me as much.
Mm-hmm.
But like, the pink cow print with the fucking bikini top, and I'm pretty sure those are like fucking hot pants. Or like fucking booty short shit. And I'm just like, I can't.
Well,
No.
is it cow print or do you think it's leopard print?
I think it's cow print.
Hmm.
I feel like if it was leopard print, it'd be even worse.
I don't know.
Because
guess it's kinda
that
like
looks like
that,
some fucking
Oh, if
that
that's
looks
what
like
you're
some
talking
fucking
about, then yeah, I know what you mean.
low quality. I'm
It's kind of like my body.
trying
isn't
to be
really
kinky,
mine.
but I know nothing. Oh my fucking god, Sage.
Floating. Like that? Maybe it's because of the anesthetic gas.
God damn it, Sage. You broke my
100
bones.
Smoke. The stuff I used
Yay.
Thank you for the biddies.
Suffer. One of these is
Don't
gonna
you
catch
fucking team me.
One of those is gonna fucking catch you. And then Sage can
Oh.
make you fight Pokemon God.
Bones, hello? There we go.
Oh.
Not Sage over here breaking my bones again.
Oh no, we're going back to the car. I hate
Right.
that one angle
Just for a
of
long
his
time.
legs side to side is just so like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also,
how to, I don't
here's
know how
the
to deal
thing,
with that.
Lauren. You can't fucking catch a Pokemon that already has a trainer.
You already have a trainer?
Well, it could be a side effect, or it could be that it just hasn't worn off completely yet.
The
Whatever.
complete silence,
That's
very
not
good.
important. Right now we need to figure out how to get out of here.
I thought you were gonna go with you can't train a Pokemon if you don't have enough badges or whatever. Like, I thought you were gonna be like, no one has enough badges to train me, and I'd be like, that's fair.
Haven't really taken a good look at everything yet.
Well, you know, released Pokemon are a thing.
True. I always thought
It's so funny though, because I've made that comment, like I've made that joke more than once on paper. Like, what do you mean you have a trainer already?
I want to know. I want to find them and tell them they're doing a shit job. No.
They are though. Let's
I
be
wanna
completely real.
I want to offer some constructive criticism is all.
Constructive criticism? Do you mean a 12-page manual?
Some pointers. Some mild criticisms about the outcomes of their work.
Oh,
Mild, she says.
You look like you just saw a roach.
Just to be like,
you still
hey, not to be like, not to put you on the spot or nothing, but how good a job do you think you're doing? Because
I didn't have a choice.
I tried to get I tried to high five
like we all
Ruki, and they bit me on the face, and I think that's not normally what you want out of, you know.
That's not what I meant, and you know it.
See, that's what happens when you end up catching something that's so far out of your wheelhouse.
Easy for you to say that now.
What? Am I such a horrible person for wanting to get out of here?
I offered Ruki some advice as a friend,
I still want to do.
and they told me
Like what?
to choke
I
on
set
their
them on
dad's
fire.
knot.
I want to wear lots of
They told me to
gorgeous
choke on their
clothes.
dad's knot, and I thought that was maybe
Tons of
not
delicious food.
the best behavior. I don't know.
What an idiot.
Excuse me?
And I was going to take your side, but after that load of horse shit, you're on your own.
Ugh. Look. Let me try this again. I'm frustrated. But there really is something important I have to do.
Oh no. Anyway, I don't fucking care.
Avenge my father's murder. That's what
Well,
I have to do.
He's not getting any deader. You have time.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't. This isn't the kind of thing I should be telling people I don't even know.
And yet here you are.
Someone gonna abuse the information that her dad was murdered.
Right.
It's not like she's got additional dads to murder. Like, how exploitable is that, really?
I mean,
no
depending on
As to why
how
you're
her
here,
family situation
guess
is,
is
there might be a second dad
But
to
it's
murder.
possible that his death is connected to my abduction.
Unlikely, however.
I was on their
Right.
trail.
I'm gonna say,
I was
what are the
tracking
odds
down
of that
people who killed
happening?
him.
How close were you?
I can't say.
Or having two dads,
But
or
it's
having them
possible
both
that I was getting
murdered.
close enough that they decided something had to be done with me. Well, I wouldn't really say I'm a detective. Not a bad guess, though. Why are you guys looking at me like that?
The detective look?
I didn't say I was a detective.
But also,
No.
like, whatever you are, no
That's fine.
profession dresses like
In my
that.
line of work, the less I look like what I am, the better. Better I keep him guessing.
It would be very funny if it
Hey,
just turned out that Alice was like a
What's the deal
tax
with you and
collector.
Clover?
What's she
Right.
got to do with anything?
Well, you know each
She's an
other, right?
IRS agent.
I was thinking maybe you were related or worked together. Or
I work at the DMV.
No. She has nothing to
God.
do with my work. She's just a friend that I met somewhere. In the middle of a desert. Yes. But that's an awfully long story. Wait, hold on. Why am I the only person getting the 3rd degree? That doesn't seem fair to me. How about you guys give up a little personal information too? We'll start with you, Tenmyoji. Who are you?
Just a garbage collector.
Any ties to Zero?
None.
What's your relationship with Quark? You two know each other, right?
Yep.
Do I have to answer that?
If you really don't want to, it's not like I can force you.
No. And I apologize, but I don't have anything to say about that subject. I mean, it's not like you told us everything either.
I see. Very well then.
I've
Dio,
been
it's your
trying
turn.
so hard to like
What's your
Tenmyo GS
profession?
also, but he's just
Well,
such a fucking
You're
dick.
probably gonna think I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
But I'm a circus ringleader.
No.
I mean,
You're kidding.
Nope.
that's the most.
I'm the real
That's what
deal.
anyone would come to the
I
conclusion
lead a
of
company of
looking
about
at your
50
outfit.
people. We travel all over the world. It was my grandfather's grandfather who founded
Okay,
it,
but like, in the
my
same
father
vein,
died at a young age.
I don't think he's a ringleader, he's just a fucking clown.
My old man was a trapeze artist. He tried
I
to do
mean,
this
you know,
quadruple flip. And,
the circus is known for its
missed.
upward mobility
well, I guess he wasn't really young.
via
He
like
was about 40.
trampolines and shit.
Still, he was pretty reckless for a guy that age. Always talking about how he couldn't let the kids show him up. Guess he just took it too far.
I see. You lost your father too then.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a job interview for a circus taking place like you're both on trampolines.
Shit.
Right.
Guess I got a little sappy there. Anyway, point is, I don't have any damn idea how I'm connected to Zero. I got grabbed on the last night of one of our tour stops. I'd gone out to a couple bars and gotten shit-faced. On my way back to the caravan, this black van pulls up. Somebody grabs me and throws me inside. Before I can even get a look at them, they hit me with that gas and I'm out like a light. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the AB room. Anyway, enough about me. You still haven't heard your story, Sigma. Who are you?
Some random college kid that had to go to school, go on to campus on Christmas Day.
The more I think about it, the more I have a hard
Are
time
you some
believing
kind of
that
doctor?
Sigma is college age.
Right?
I guess you've been working on that for quite a while, huh?
Can you think of anything that might connect you to any of this?
I mean, I don't know. I kidnapped a bunch of people.
What about Zero?
I like the
Do
idea
any of
that
the people
Sigma's
here look familiar?
Sigma
Yeah.
just forgot that he's secretly Zero. He's just
That would
like,
be so fucking funny.
you know, oh man, is there anything that connects you to this? And to think it's like, I mean, I orchestrated all this, but I don't know beyond that. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I have such a hard time believing he's supposed to be
Just who is
22.
he anyway?
But also, what a like
Oh, come on.
on
You
the
know he's
same
full of
vein
shit.
of Sigma,
You still don't believe him?
like the
Of
chance
course
of
not.
Sigma being Zero. What if it's just K that's Zero?
I mean, that could be it.
They have the same face, so like, yeah. I'm just gonna fucking call them clones until we
At night, she's
find
a
out
waitress or
whatever
a
the fuck K
bartender or
is.
something.
What's Quark's day job, you think?
He's like 10.
Explorer? Adventurer? Spelunker?
It's nothing. Just forget about it. Yeah, you're right. Boy his age would be in elementary school.
You really don't know much, do you? About Quark, I mean.
And if it makes you feel better, sure.
Well, I know a little about Luna. I got her talking when we were in the infirmary. She says she's got some sort of medical license or something.
She's a nurse?
It could mean she's a doctor.
I don't know. She didn't say.
Yeah,
Just going by how
Alice,
she
don't be
looks, though.
sexist. What, she has to be a nurse because she's a woman? What the fuck?
That leaves us with Fleur. She's the most mysterious to me.
No,
What does a girl like that do?
You've been around
some
it the most,
some
Sigma.
part of that was genuine.
She told you anything?
I had this experience, right? So there was a brief period of time where I taught
just don't know,
coding
alright?
in Japan
It's just kind
to
of
high school students,
there.
and the
Like,
class was conducted
I
mostly in
looked at
English,
you,
and it was
And some part of my brain just said,
there was a dude
"That's
teacher who
Sigma."
was normal staff there, and a lady teacher who's normal staff there, and I was brought in as sort of to help out basically.
You sure?
And the students were all working on stuff, and I was talking to the lady teacher, and I was like, oh yeah, everyone's doing pretty good. I don't remember how we got on this topic, but she was like, yeah, it's cool. I couldn't do that. I was like, I'm sure you could. And she's just like, no, girls can't code. And I was like, but no, where I go to school, there's plenty of women in my major that are quite good, if not better than me. This was before my transition, so like, but like, yeah, it was just, I don't know, she was so set on like, no, women can't, and it's just like this, I don't know how to handle this situation where I'm like, I can't argue with you about this, but like, that's sad. That makes me so sad that you're so like convinced of your own inability.
Yeah,
like, of
there's
women in general.
a shitload of fields that are like very
There's no point to talking about this. We should just
both
focus on
gender
getting out of here.
dominated and like
I agree.
gender coded
Yeah.
for the most part, and it's just like, well, if you're good at it,
Where
does
you
it
plan on
matter?
going?
Yeah, and it's just like, and also if you look at the history of computing, there's plenty of
Yeah.
women.
But not today.
I see.
Eh,
Right. Later, bro.
and it's just like, I don't know. It's one of those. It's one of those things that I like. We need better history for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Teach the children about Ada Lovelace. Do it.
But then the women might start thinking they're equal to men, and we can't have that.
If the men find out we can think
Oh,
for ourselves,
Sigma.
that'll be the end of it.
Perfect timing.
Also, chat, in case anyone was confused, that was
Weren't you?
fucking sarcasm. Just in case.
Wow, Ruki, I can't believe you're
Did you find
sexist.
anything suspicious?
Right.
Like a secret door or
Oh,
something?
I'm writing the twit longer. Oh, wait, twit longer's dead. I'm writing the notes. I'm taking the screenshot of my
The
notes
Google
app.
Doc, the
Anything
Google Doc.
else out of the ordinary, perhaps?
I'm adding
What's
the
this
cursor
book?
corral to my Google Doc.
A meowt?
Sigma's fucking cat pun thing.
I'm sorry. Sigma,
That-
what?
No, see, he's just cementing the fact that he's a fucking meow meow.
Hurry. He's just a little meow meow.
He's just a useless little meow meow.
Okay.
That's weird.
But
Just like,
So what's the cat
Look.
book about?
there's a book about
Uh,
cats. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
But that, it's so funny because Sigma's stupid cat puns reminds me of
yes,
one
I've
of
heard
my
about that.
I have
A cat is put in a box
An
with a
OC
device that
that's,
has a random
uh,
chance to release a poison which will kill
I
them.
can't say cat.
That means the cat is both
Technically,
alive
the-
and dead until
He's
someone
like
opens the box.
technically some sort
Something
of
like that, right?
feline looking
What?
alien species, and it's so funny because Hornet's entire gimmick is that they make really
Probably
shitty
isn't
cat
gonna
puns
Give us any hints
Mm.
then.
all the time,
You're doing it too.
and they're really fucking annoying.
Oops.
Incredible.
It's fun because they have they have part of their tail is prosthetic.
What do you
And
mean?
it's entirely because they were fucking around and found out and accidentally got part of it chopped off.
Oh no.
But I don't know, that was a really fun species to make because like basically
Well, this whole facility
I
is
couldn't
pretty
decide if I wanted
suspicious,
Hornet
but
to be
I suppose that's not what you meant.
like what gender
Well,
I
the puzzles
wanted.
in the lounge were
that little bastard to be. And
Yes.
basically what I ended up doing for
Apparently
the
there's supposed to
species
be a lunar
was
eclipse on December 31st, 2028. All the puzzles were related.
they do whatever the fuck they want, and then up until
I
sexual
suppose it is.
maturity is when they
Well, I can't say I
decide
know what year or even what day it
whether or
is,
not
but
to be
Clover was saying something to that effect.
male or female coded as far as their bodies go. And the only difference is that the male coded adults are big and beefy, and the female ones are more lithe and fit more of the assassin type of role. But that's only the body shape. And up until then, they are basically just a bunch of little bastard noodles with
Did you find anything there?
too much torso and too much leg.
Just one thing,
That's funny.
Dio and Luna didn't tell you? Okay, I got it right
I
here.
always think
Just a second.
there are certain standards of sexual dimorphism that I think need to stop in terms of rendering, like, especially with like monstrous or like monstrous races and stuff like that.
I don't understand the whole thing of like the males of a species look like, basically a fucking animal, a bipedal animal, when the females have like a very, very distinctly humanoid shape.
I mean,
so fucking weird.
obviously, the answer is horny, but like in a cishet kind of way. However,
it seems a little hard to believe.
I think some people would say that the fix is to have the women also be monstrous, but I think that the reverse is also an option, which is to say, make the males of the species also sexy. Make both of them sexy, and then everyone wins.
Or just like have both of them be a sliding scale.
Yeah. I also like the idea of like, I don't know, just have like the werewolf solution where it's like, yeah, most of the time it's pretty sexy, but sometimes it's not as traditionally sexy.
I was gonna say, I know too many monster fuckers.
Yeah, that's why I say it's not as traditionally sexy.
I was like, I know too many monster fuckers.
If it is true, then I worry about what might be happening to the world outside.
I also like the idea of like
pandemic raging on the other side of these walls.
You know, if characters are gonna we have
you can't say
a resident monster fucker in chat. But I like the idea of like, werewolves transform once a month. Just have that apply to all kinds of monstrous characters.
You too, Jovi?
What did you find? It's horrible. It's really scary.
The fact that my chat's monster fucker.
Just shut up and
Am I surprised? No, not at all.
It's right
Gore,
over
my
here in
God.
the next room.
Jody.
Follow me.
What are you fucking Sage? No.
What is a Gormagala? Let me find out.
Monster Hunter.
Ah. I see. I see.
But with a raised eyebrow. But it's so... Oh, it's the bomb. Wait.
I think it's a bomb.
I don't have a code for number 3.
Sorry, I built a pipe bomb. I didn't know where to put it. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my god.
Thank you, Sigma. Goodbye.
But yeah, it's actually really funny because I'm going to be using my anthro form before I make an L2D of this form for the 2.0. And I did not at all think about how many monster fuckers that might bring out.
No, it's all
I mean,
right.
I'm gonna guess that
was
they
like-
were always
Without
here.
rounding them up.
Yeah,
They should
I
be
mean,
just a few seconds.
like, I'd be surprised if they came here expecting, you know,
Also, if
a
we're gonna talk
human-looking
about
model.
Where
if
is
we're
it?
gonna talk about
Where's this bomb?
Monster Hunter type monster fucking, I'm curious.
You're already here. I know you are. It's the problem.
What do you think about the Mitsuzune?
That
Tell me, monster fucker.
Mitsu is one of my favorite monsters.
There. You see?
He's so fucking stupid. I love Mitsuzune because he's actually Oh, that locked off the route, I think. Wait, no, it might not have. Mitsu's too pretty to use an ogre. I really like Legoland. Legiana. Is it annoying to fight? Yes, absolutely. However, its wings are so pretty.
Must be a remote
But what
somewhere.
about the Kezu?
You're right. It'll probably use an active button or a switch of some sort, not a dead man switch.
We don't talk about
If we can
Kezu.
get it,
What about
we should be
Kezu?
safe as long as we don't.
We don't talk about Kezu. Also, hi Mercury. We're talking
We don't
about
talk
monster
about
fucking in
Kezu.
Monhun.
We don't talk
Joey,
about
no.
Kezu.
No. I'm going to make you a Kezu rip.
No.
I'm going to make you a Kezu rip.
Well, yeah. We looked all over, but
But-
we couldn't find anything there.
So
What
we
about
gave
Beetle,
up on the lounge.
Basil
and
Juice?
came
Excuse
here.
me.
I can confirm that.
Oh, B-52 and Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
But yeah, slight detour. I actually have an OC whose dragon design is inspired by Mizu. Let me go grab Avalon. He honestly is one of my favorite characters. He's so fucking stupid. View all. Avalon, there you are. Well, I think you should be able to look at it. I have it open, I'm pretty sure. Like, not privated. Also, we have a guest hydrate.
I wanted to look around the lounge some more, so I stayed back. You guys must have found it when you got here then?
Yes.
How did you know it was a bomb?
Well, I mean, I could tell just by looking at it.
Why?
Well, during my train... Clover!
Give me a user content warning.
Oh, yeah, I put that on there because yeah.
Anyway, this is definitely a bomb.
Oh.
I guarantee it.
I have a main
like
wolf
that.
lycanthrope that's a call boy, so I was like, some of them are a little racy.
Let's just
That's
say
fine.
it's an
I like the
occupational
tail jewelry.
What kind of occupation do you have? I can't tell you that.
Oh, on
Spare me the bullshit.
Avalon.
This isn't time for keeping secrets.
Yeah.
Please. Just trust
No,
me.
I meant on Sigma.
I know I'm
I mean,
repeating myself, but I'm sure that's
it could be a frontal tail.
And it's not just any kind of bomb. It's an antimatter
Sigma's
bomb.
been wearing a cock ring this entire time.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean a bomb that uses annihilation energy? Oh, you know what that is?
Start looking at something because
Anyway,
you have
yes,
the
you're
assignment due. Oh yeah, you're not on break yet.
Annie Hill Nation.
I would have thought you'd know.
Huh?
Yeah, good luck,
Why?
Mercury.
Well, your name is
Also, is this an
You
antimatter
do know
bomb
what that
like
means,
in
right?
Angels and Demons
Yeah.
by Dan Brown?
Grandpa told me about it.
Maybe.
He said it's an elementary particle.
My
one
mom
of the
gave me that
smallest
book to
bits of
read, and my
matter.
mom, you have to understand, was the kind of person that was
I
like,
don't
she
know
enforced
what
video
it
game
is.
ratings aggressively. Sometimes more
Really?
aggressively than the ratings.
Ah,
Yeah,
God
yeah.
damn it, Mercury.
We grew up in a very strict environment in that sense. Or at least I did. My mother got spoiled, but that's how it goes. But yeah, so like,
No, it's hard to think of a way to
so my
explain it in
mom
simple
had read
terms.
Angels and Demons and then gave it
want
to
me to do
me,
it?
and
Yes,
forgot
please.
that there was a particular scene in that featuring a very
To
a
begin
character
with,
describing
we
how
usually
they're going to
refer to
sexually
bits of
assault another
matter as
character in
particles.
incredible
There are also
detail.
these things called
And I was just like,
antiparticles.
wow, okay. And
For
I was,
example,
and
Love
when
that.
yeah, I
particle
finished
with
it
a
and I gave it
negative
back to
charge.
my
It has a sort of opposite.
I gave it back
which
to my
is
mom. I was
the
like,
antiparticle
this
called
is a
the
little
positron.
spicy for what you usually give
It
me.
has
She's
a
like, what do you mean?
positive charge
She's like,
instead of a
well, there's that whole
negative one, like the
scene where he's like, I'm gonna do this, that, and the
So,
other, and she's like,
protons have
oh
antiprotons
no.
and neutrons have antineutrons.
Oops.
Antimatter.
She
is
had
a
mentally
general
skipped
term
over
that
and
covers
forgotten
all
it.
the antiparticles.
Yeah, you can do it, Mercury. You're so close to
thing
your
that's
break.
interesting about
And then we get to
antiparticles
fucking
is
murder a
that
bunch of
they're opposite
Pokemon in a
one
Soul
another.
Link.
When they collide,
Yeah.
they both sort of cancel each other out. When they cancel each other out, though, it releases a whole bunch of energy. That process is called
yeah, I'm-
annihilation. So, an antimatter
I might,
bomb is a bomb that uses annihilation energy.
Because I've been meaning to redo my Anthroforms design because
sorry.
they're a little
I don't really get it.
it's a little bit too twiggy right now.
Right,
So
how
they
about
need to be a
this?
little fluffier.
You've got men and women, right? They're kind of like complete opposites.
Get some floof on there.
What happens when you put them together?
Yeah, well, they have neck fluff because I don't.
Well,
Have you
there
seen their
were,
current furry form?
quantum men and women,
Yes.
then when you put them together, they
I believe
disappear.
so.
Because their opposite elements cancel
But they
each
could be
other out.
fluffier.
Like when a plus
They
cancels out a minus,
could, and
you
I
get
need them to be
0.
fluffier.
That's annihilation. But when you get annihilation,
It's also-
you also get
I know! A baby!
What?
exactly. In this case, the baby you get is the energy from the annihilation. It's not a real baby, of course, but like a
Oh,
baby, it's got all
that's
sorts of
what
potential to do amazing things.
But yeah, honestly,
kind
I
of a
think the best
strange
part is just that,
explanation.
like, as
You
I get
follow
my
it, though,
tails
right?
back, my fox form just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but that thing under the bed isn't going to be making a baby.
Because
Just how big of a...
like with the
Just how big of an
with the 5 tails
explosion
they
are we
had
gonna get
before,
here?
like they were about the size of a
It's
husky.
pretty simple, actually. Just use
With 6
Einstein's
tails, they're a
integral
little
process
bit
where
bigger.
The mass loss during annihilation will be
And
converted
as
to
they get
energy
bigger, they
instead.
just get fluffier
You
too.
would take the total
And it's
mass of
fun.
matter and antimatter and multiply it
But
by
also,
the
it's
speed
really
of
fun
light
because it's
squared.
like, this doesn't
That
look
should
like a
get you the amount of
fox
energy.
anymore.
For example, let's say that it has 350 milligrams of antimatter. That would mean there would also be 350 milligrams of matter, right?
So you'd have 700
But
milligrams
also,
total.
fun fact, Lauren.
That
Huh.
means
Uh,
annihilation would produce roughly 63
So, you
trillion
know
joules.
Tama's design, right? Fox form is
That's
about the
as much
size of a
energy
horse.
as the Hiroshima bomb.
Oh.
I will leave the rest of that to your imagination.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Oh.
There's only 350 milligrams
Oh.
of stuff in
Oh.
there.
Will they
Well,
be the
technically
opponent's
it's
Pokemon?
700
Will they be our
milligrams since you have
Pokemon
a
only
lot
time?
of
Yeah.
That's
The
not
worst
the
that
point.
happens is we get
We're
murked
talking about
immediately.
something that weighs less than a gram,
Oh, I have
being
an
equal
important
to a
question
bomb that
for
weighs
soul
like
locks and
10,000
nuzlocks and things
pounds.
like that.
Don't get so excited.
Now, obviously, if your
I
Pokemon
think
get
I
knocked
know
out, they're
what kind of
dead.
bomb this is.
But are
It's
you
probably
envisioning
using
that the same
antihydrogen.
applies for
There should
your
only be about
opponents?
25 micrograms of material in there.
That's
And they
less than
just have
1,000
like
of a gram.
backups of the same
So you'd
Pokemon
only
6
get about
times.
45 billion
It's like,
joules of
if you
energy.
think about it, especially with rivals, it wouldn't make sense, right?
About
It
as
would,
much
your
explosive
rivals'
power as
Pokemon are
1 ton
mostly
of TNT.
surviving. But like,
A ton?
for the average trainer, I don't know.
Approximately.
Because if you
How
continue to think about it,
exactly
way more than you
should
really
I
ought to
not
think about
worry
it,
that?
if you're saying that all of
It's
your
enough to
Pokemon
blow
are
up a
dying every time they
10-story
get knocked
building.
out,
True.
but then your opponents
But it's a lot
aren't,
less powerful
doesn't that
than
just
an
mean that
atomic bomb.
you should never
don't
be
know
allowed
how
to be a
big this place
Pokemon
is.
trainer if
If we
you
can get far
uniquely
enough away
are
from the
having the
bomb, we
problem
might
of
have a
all of your
chance of
Pokemon
surviving.
dying?
So,
But
in the
how
same
do you know this
vein,
is the only bomb?
though, depending
What do you
on.
mean?
So,
Look
like,
at
when
it
I used to
carefully.
roleplay Pokemon, like,
got a number
I
3,
did
you
a
see.
more realistic spin on it. Like, I interpreted the
bomb's a
source
number.
material, like, as intended, where Pokemon are just the animals of that world, right?
Yes.
You
There's no way
could
to
think
know
of
if
it
this is the final
as
bomb either.
if your
be a fourth,
Pokemon are
Or a
dying,
fifth, or
between trainer fights, there's the unspoken rule of don't actually murder your opponent's Pokemon,
Anyway, we can't just sit here and do nothing. We should move it
and
somewhere.
it's not technically enforced, but
Don't touch it.
the same vein of just like your Pokemon dying are them not respecting your rules. Or like, you know, the fucking
What the hell do you think
unenforced
you're doing?
laws.
Have you got a death wish or something? This bomb is here.
Because like realistically, wild Pokemon and Pokemon in general, especially the carnivores, are going to hunt and eat each other.
Then what the fuck are we supposed to do?
We'll just have to leave it be for now.
But yeah, I mean,
Find the detonator
like
or
I said,
figure
it
out
just
how to
depends
turn
on
it
how
off.
you view
We
it.
should just prance off and
You
ignore
could also
the
view it
incredibly
as your
deadly
character being
bomb
10
that is
and
probably gonna kill us
it
all.
literally
Yeah.
being their first time
There's
doing
not
it. They're
much else
just
you can.
not experienced enough to keep their Pokemon
Do you
alive.
know how to turn it off?
Yeah.
But also, the idea that like,
Well,
because in some of the Pokemon games
there
you can
is a
fight
way.
like elementary
Let's spill the beans,
schoolers,
lady.
right? You can
How do we turn the
murder a
damn thing off?
child's beloved pet
There
for
should
lunch
be an
money
emergency
per the
deactivation
Nuzlocke
password.
notions of fiction,
If
and
you
that's
enter
just
that
like
password, the device should, well,
the worst,
deactivate.
foulest evil I can think of.
Well, also like, if you
I
think about
murdered
it
your
from
rat.
Nuzlocke specifically, you could also think about it as like you're
again.
fainting
see
them,
it?
but they
Right
don't
here.
have the control
There's a
over their
port.
Pokemon to
If
not
we can find the
to like
password in that
stop at
device,
fainting
we just
yours.
connect it here.
Mhm.
Then we can enter the password.
That could also be true.
Or you could just mutually be murdering each other's Pokemon. Who fucking knows?
No, you just tell your Mudkip or whatever,
do
use the back of the
something like
blade,
this?
and Mudkip's
I
like,
have no idea.
the fuck?
But we can
what the
figure
fuck
out
does
What
that
the fuck
mean?
does that mean?
What do you, back?
When you and I searched
These
the
go in
school,
one.
we didn't
What?
find anything, right?
Yeah.
I blast water
Bomb
at
must have been
people.
planted after
I
we'd
shoot
left.
mud. What's wrong with you?
Sir, I'm a water jet.
But of course, all you're hearing is Mudkip.
Alternatively, you have the most like morally corrupt, war-hardened Pokemon that just brutally murders everything.
I don't know about that.
I honestly fully believe that from the bottom of my heart that in terms of like
But if
Pokemon
someone planted it
personality,
right before
and the anime kind of bears this out, every Jigglypuff is the most toxic,
Oh, yeah.
horrible
You don't
princess
know,
of a
do you?
Pokemon to deal with.
Before we went off
And
on
every
God,
like
absolutely.
Garchomp,
we searched the
every
hall.
Garchomp is the sweetest,
Everybody
most
was all
loyal
split up.
fucking thing.
Hmm.
Like,
Garchomps are just pit bulls.
I want to guard. I love Garchomp. Garchomp is like my favorite Pokemon.
You know,
I just
don't
love them
remember
so
seeing
much.
You around, Sigma. What were you doing?
And you know, it turns out that the most notable Garchomp trainer is also one of my favorite characters in Pokemon. So it all works out. I didn't even play that gen. I found out about Cynthia later. I like
Yeah,
that she's-
honestly, I didn't. 4, 5, and 6 gens, I didn't play on release day.
I played. Let's see, I played through 1 and 2 a lot. I played through
never
both
saw that.
games all the way through many times.
Mm,
Third, I don't think I ever. I think maybe I finished it once, maybe. And then I didn't really play it very much because at that point I was starting to distance
Really?
myself from the Pokemon games.
Are
so
you
by the
sure?
time
Back when we were in the AB room,
like
you
I
said you saw the moment
played
when the bomb
4 a
exploded.
little bit. Like I played through 3, I think once, maybe. 4 I didn't finish, and 5 I just didn't get. And then
oh.
and then I didn't get Black and White 2.
Yeah,
and then I got
The actual cartridges I bought, I played 3, and then I didn't own a physical game until 3 Remake. But part of that was also because, like, I just didn't have the console. Like, I didn't have the handhelds. Or, like, I couldn't afford the fucking games. Because I had a DS Lite. But, like, I never played 4 or 5. And then, like, I just didn't have a 3DS until Gen 3 Remake came out, and I got a 2DS specifically to play
Impossible.
Omega Ruby and
There's no way that
Sun.
would get past Zero. And there's no way Zero would let anybody do something that would get in the way of the game going forward.
Granted, my brother did have them, but
What? When you say Zero,
I didn't play them until later,
you
so...
mean the AI, right? Of course.
This is confusing. From now on, Let's refer to the
Yeah,
real Zero, the one behind all of this.
I also, my
as
brothers
Zero
used to play
Senior,
Pokemon with me around
which
Gen
would,
1 and
of
2,
course,
and then they just
make the
stopped
AI
completely.
Zero Junior.
They grew up
Okay.
and left me
Fine
behind,
with
the
me.
fuckers.
Anyway,
Yeah, my brother
whichever one it
is
is,
actually
they're not
the
going to let a 10th person in. There's no way.
opposite. Because he did play.
I don't think it could be. Well, Zero Junior
I'm trying to
said
remember
so.
because he
said that the
bought
real Zero was
7
one of us.
or Gen 6 X and Y. He got one of those because he has a he had a 3DS. But like, hey native. Yeah, he had X and Y. I bought Auras because I was definitely a lot more invested in Gen 3 than he was.
Mm-hmm.
I got Sun and he got Moon. And then I got Shield for our Switch, but I definitely played it a lot more actively than he did.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, a lot of that was just because like I didn't have the system to play with him and do the trading shit, so
Yeah, there's a lot of them that I just was like, oh, I guess it's just me because I didn't have friends who played Pokemon. So for a lot of them, I just was like, well, too bad. Or I'd trade.
And
with
I
myself.
will say yeah. I guess one of the convenient things about Sword and Shield was just that like my friend ended up going through it a lot faster than I did. So I just had them catch and trade me a Droopy so I could actually like play through my game with one. And then I really wanted a shiny Aegislash for Team Comp. Both coverage and like shiny Aegislash is so clean. Since they were in post-game long before I was, they fucking spent an afternoon fucking hunting Hona just for me. Because I didn't know that they were in one area of the, they only showed up in like 2 areas of the wild area, but like specifically only in Fog. And Fog is specifically a post-game weather.
Ah.
So I'm like, that's so fucking stupid. And then I was like halfway through the game when they were like, hey, I have a thing for you. And sent me a fucking shiny Honedge.
Hell yeah.
I also hunted a shiny Phantom for one of our other friends, which only took me 99 eggs. The friend that gave me the Honedge, what they really wanted a shiny Dragapult, which, you know, was convenient because they'd gotten me a Droopy prior anyway, since I wanted one for my team. I didn't really care about whether or not it was shiny, because the only thing that changed was the fucking head accents, right? And I thought red matched a lot more than the yellow did. But I digress. Between my actual hunts, I would mass hatch eggs, and they gave up at like 3,000. Because they were hunting, like actively hunting for that thing.
Damn. But
they
should have known that 3001 is what the shiny would have been.
Well, they got through, like, I think they hard stopped at like 3,500. I got to about 400 eggs and managed to get one and just gave it to them. It was unintentional because, like, I was also just swapping the Pokeballs. But, yeah. I was like, hey, so I just got this.
I've never gotten a shiny, ever. Well, that's not true.
Oh,
I played Gen 2, so I did get the one that they give you. But I didn't
know... The Gyarados doesn't count.
Yeah, I didn't realize that shinies were like a thing until very, very late. And I was like, oh yeah, there's a red Gyarados. That's neat. And I didn't think anymore. I didn't realize that there were other alternate colors for Pokemon from then on.
Why don't we let the people who
But
are
yeah,
most
no,
disadvantaged right now decide?
I got that
You weren't
shiny
even gonna
Gyarados.
try silently hold them? Go there in the
Only
fog?
have one
Yeah.
VP.
Also, like, I played X and Y
No way.
all
I
the way
refuse.
through. And I played... So I came back on that, and then I played... What
We'll
did
be fair and take a vote.
I think I started Sun, and then I just forgot about it.
Mm.
And then I
Exactly.
played Sword and
So which
Shield, and
one
I
do
think
you
I got
want,
through... I
Alice?
think I got... Yeah, I got through the main story of that,
Option C.
so...
I wanna
Yeah, I
be
did
I
that.
got
Sigma.
halfway through the DLC and like I'm still mad that they went the DLC route for that.
My mom.
I just...
Looks like you're not so
They
fond of me
added-
anymore. Do you
I'm
agree with him,
obsessed
Luna?
with the Poison Girl
I'll just let
that they
Sigma
added.
decide.
Fine.
The toxic extra
I like
bonus
option
gym
C
leader.
too. Clover and I were a pair for the first round.
Like,
so I feel
I'm
that
trying to
I can
remember,
trust
was
her.
that from the
What about you, Quark?
Brown Tundra?
That's fine with me.
So
I think
that's 3
so.
votes for option C, counting mine.
Yeah, because I got partway
about the
through
rest of
the
I'd like to pair up with Sigma and Luna too.
other thingy.
But yeah, I don't know. I like
Sure.
I like
I
her
really don't
design,
mind.
Then we got
and
3
apparently
votes
she's
for
a
option
huge
B.
bitch, which makes sense. And
I'd
it's
like to
like,
go with
yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I have not tried.
you,
I don't
Ten
have Scarlet or
I
Violet.
don't mind going with option
I like
A.
a lot of the music that I've heard from it, and I like some of the new Pokemon designs. But
Yeah, I don't have Scarlet or Violet either.
Chromatic
Between all the bugs I heard about it having, and just that like that also did the DLC thing, and I was still mad about, you know, Pokemon doing DLC for Sword and Shield. Cause like I'm not. That's
one do you
fucking
want,
80,
Clark?
90 bucks for the fucking quote unquote full game.
Option C.
It is not
Mark
good
chose
enough to be
Ally
that
in the
price
first
point.
round, and I was with Kay in the
Yeah.
first round.
Then that's
Houndstone is the best dog. I think a lot of people liked the fucking bread bun dog.
I like the bread dog. The bread dog was cute.
But yeah, I was an active shiny hunter for like 2 months in Shield, which I feel like is a pretty good run considering I got like
until chromatic doors close.
over 20 self-hatched or self-caught shinies.
7,
A bunch
doors
of them
are
were
closing.
oopsies. Like,
Let's go.
was not trying to get them, which is even funnier. I wanted to do
Right.
to actively hunt Sun and Moon, but like holy shit, the fucking SOS hunting was just so it was like pulling teeth. I got 2 shiny Pichus for me and my friend, and then got myself a shiny Eevee, and after that I was like, I can't fucking. This is so fucking tedious.
0.
Which is sad because I really wanted a
Doors
shiny
closing.
Oricorio, the Baali form. The fire one, because it's really pretty. And then like it's normally red with black accents, and it swaps colors in the shiny one, and it's just really pretty. You tried shiny hunting a Skarmory in Sun and Moon, but your brother found one. And before you did,
Looks like they're all locked though.
yeah, my brother is not
mean
big
this
on
is just a dead
shinies,
end?
which is
My brothers
No, could
would
be neat.
never, ever share a shiny if they got one.
Try pulling it.
it's great because because I was a shiny hunter, I also had a bunch of like
What's with all this hostility?
comp viable
Are you
like
still mad
5,
about the
6
last
IV
AV
Pokemon,
Mhm.
and my brother for Shield, my brother basically just told me what he wanted on his team, and
Or we're
I
really
bred them
going to
out
be in
'cause
trouble.
either I already had comp viable ones
Very
or was shiny hunting them anyway, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, go right ahead. See if I
So
can.
you're like, what's the point now? Yeah. But I don't know. I really fucking love I'm kinda sad I didn't get it I didn't like go hunting until post game in Sun and Moon because
I wonder how you open the other ones.
I fucking love Alolan Raichu, and I fucking love the chocolate and vanilla like palette of the shiny Alolan Raichu.
Trying to think of, I mean, Alolan Executor is just so...
It's so fucking stupid.
majestic. I love it.
Is that the word we're going for it?
I think it's majestic and beautiful.
I...
Look up. There's
Sure.
a ceiling up there.
We're in the garden. Goodbye. I'm never leaving.
Probably stands for something.
Botanical garden.
Beautiful?
No, what do you mean?
This feels like a whole other little world.
You got a waterfall in here? Damn. I would just wait out the rest of the game in here until I died.
Considering where we are.
Right?
This place feels so liberating. All of this green. It's wonderful.
But also, that's
It's huge,
going to
though.
eventually
We'll wear
evaporate.
ourselves ragged trying to search the whole thing.
It's fine.
We should split up and look around.
Agreed.
I'm gonna be so real because we derailed and went to talk about Pokemon. I was not paying attention to how we ended up here.
It's fine.